Okay, how would you feel if you were made? I mean, how will you rule? How will you rule if you were made to rule an empire? How are you going to rule the empire? Good morning, everyone. Today, I would like you to sit back, relax, and let your imagination take a flight as we dive into a adventure world where vanity and pretense lead to the most unexpected revelation. Today, we're going to exploit the timeless tale of the Emperor's New Clothes, which was written by Hans Christian Andersen. It's a story that reveals the foolishness of pride and the power of truth. So, we go to the story. Once upon a time, in a far kingdom, there was an emperor who was clothes addicted. This emperor was so consumed by the desire to showcase his latest outfit, and this made him to neglect his duty and responsibility. Imagine an empire who spent his days in front of a mirror trying on a new coat every hour, every day, just because he want to dazzle his subject with his extravagant attires. So one day, two fraudsters arrive in the city. These fraudsters claim to be the finest swindlers in the world. When they came, they met one of the palace guys and they asked for the king. And they were like, "Why do you want to see the king?" They were like, "Oh, we are the we are the best swindler in town. And we are aware that the king loves a lot of love coats. We are here to make him best clothed in town." Oh, the palace guard went to the king as usual, and the king welcomed them. The king was so happy because of his desire for clothes. So they brag and that they could make the best amazing clothes for the king, which were not only beautiful, but also magically invisible to anyone who wasn't good at their job. These are the perfect clothes for me, says the king. Though the emperor envisioning a way to expose the fool and the unworthy in his court. You know what he did? So he gave the swindlers a large sum of money to weave his extraordinary clothes. Not just the money, but he gave them a room which is well equipped for them to go ahead with gold, with money. So the swindlers set up their looms and pretended to be working each day and night, while secretly they were pocketing the gold and zinc amount from the clothes. The emperor, eager to see his new clothes, the emperor sent one of his honest ministers to go and visit the swindler. And when he got there, behold, the minister couldn't find anything. But he saw them just doing things and he couldn't find any fabric being done. The minister, because of his because of his position in the palace, it was like, it will be fool of me to go back to the king and says, "I cannot see it." And when the swindler asked the minister, "How do you see the clothes?" The minister said, "Wow, these are the best clothes. They're going to fit the king." And the minister went back to the palace. When he got back to the palace, guess what happened? Because he already know the king. He told the king, "Oh, king, these guys are just too perfect. These guys are just too great." Oh, the king was moving higher. The king was so happy. What happened? So the emperor, curious yet anxiety. And another day, he sent another official. And that one returned with another good report, though those were not also what? The things were not actually woven. I mean, those clothes were not actually made. Finally, having heard of the beautiful things that those swindlers have been doing, the king stood up and decided to see the cloth himself. So he was accompanied by his officials. He gazed upon the empty loan when he got in there and thought, he said, I'm a fool, unfit to the emperor, because the king could not see what he was expecting. But he played along. Yet, he too pretended to admire the invisible cloth. The king was afraid of the truth. The day of the grand procession arrived. Remember that the swindlers advised the king to organize a procession because of the fine clothes, because they want the whole citizen in the city. They want the city to rise and praise the king. So the swindler pretended to dress the king on the day of the procession in his new clothes, which is what? The invisible clothes. Though standing in his undergarment, marched proudly through the street as his noble pretend to carry an invisible train. So the town people, not wanting to be seen as fool, they praised the king, they praised the emperor on his new clothes. But then from the crowd, a child, which is innocent with his voice, shouted, "Oh, he hasn't got anything on." The truth spread like fire. Everybody knows the truth, but they were keeping it. Immediately, everybody began to shout, "He hasn't gotten anything on." They begin to echo the town. The emperor thought, realizing the truth, he has to just maintain throughout the world. He maintained his dignity throughout the parade, knowing he had been exposed, but determined to see through. What is the moral lesson we've learned so far? Dear audience and dear students, the moral lesson is that the honest and integrity are far valuable than vanity and pretense. The emperor's obsession was appearance blinded to him, to the truth. But it was child simple, honest, that revealed the reality. Let us remember in our own lives to value truth over appearance and to live, to encourage and to speak up even when it is difficult. Thank you, and may you always wear the invisible cloth of integrity and truth. Thank you all.